And we are live. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the Career Services Job Fair Preparation Power Half Hour. Today, we're going to go over the best practices to use when you're writing a resume and how to prepare for yourself for job fairs and future employment opportunities. So, without further ado, I will pass it on to Geraldine, who is going to let us know how to write professional resumes.
Thank you so much, Bree. Good afternoon, everyone. And thank you so much for joining us on today as we cover another Power Half Hour. As Bree mentioned, I am Geraldine Gaines, and I am going to cover how to write a professional resume. And so let's go over some key resume tips to help you prepare for some upcoming career-related events that we're preparing for. So everyone knows that our mascot name is Leo the Lion. And so this is a sample of Leo the Lion resume. You can see Leo the Lion has several components to his resume as he is preparing to register and participate in the upcoming virtual job fairs. So we have his contact information, his professional summary, his education, his essential skills, and his work experience. So let's take each component section by section and talk more in detail about it. So like we mentioned on the previous slide, the basic elements of an entry-level resume. Typically, this is a one-page resume, and we're going to talk from a perspective, whether it's a functional resume or chronological resume, we're going to go over some of those key experience. Typically, we recommend for students for an entry-level position to have a one-page resume, and for someone with an extensive background, work experience background, to have 2 pages. So we're going to discuss in each section the contact information to have, the professional summary, education, certifications, professional skills, professional work experience. And if you don't have any professional work experience, maybe some volunteer or community service projects that you can participate with. So first section, contact information. And so as you can see, Leo the Lion, he has his first name, he has his last name. Preferably, we recommend that you use your government issued name in your resume. And once you get into the interview, then you can share with the interviewer what is your preferred name to go by. Not only does he have his first and his last name, but he also provides his city, his state, and his zip code. This is key, especially if you plan on uploading your resume to various search engines, maybe like Indeed.com or Career Builders, or even Monster.com also as well. And so the recruiter, they only need your city, state, and zip code. And then in order for that recruiter or hiring manager or human resources representative to get in contact with you, make sure that you use a valid telephone number. It could be your cell phone number or it could be a home telephone number. And you want to provide that contact information to make it available for that professional to get in contact with you. In addition, an email address. Not only having an email address, but having a professional email address. And so I had a student that I was working with, and his email address read go hot cars. And we took the time to set up a free email address using his first name and his last name. And it's up to you if you want to do at gmail.com or at yahoo.com or even at aol.com. It's totally up to you choosing a free email address, but just keep in mind, keep your email address professional. And then last but not least, if you have a LinkedIn profile set up, you can also insert your LinkedIn profile link on your resume also as well. And these are just some of the key components that you can utilize underneath your contact information. The next section, after your contact information, we recommend that you develop a professional summary. A professional summary, it's about 3 to 5 sentences summarizing your knowledge, your skills, and your abilities. Pretty much what you have learned while you have been here at NCTC, excuse me. Uh, this is an example of uh, one of our surgical technologist program. This is one that one of the students actually developed and provided. And it reads as follows: professionally trained surgical technologists seeking full-time position with Medical City Denton Healthcare, passionate about providing quality patient care and support in the healthcare industry, trained in maintaining the cleanliness and safety of a surgical room and its equipment and tools, experience with direct patient care, strong interpersonal skills. And I just want to take and highlight some key components this student added into their resume. One, they made the transition from being a student to a professional. That is huge. A lot of times when students come to us and they have completed their program, they forget to make that transition, that they are professionally trained. And so that is a key that we like to highlight. Secondly, they talked about having experience with direct patient care. That is another huge point that Leo the Lion provided inside of his professional summary also as well. And so, and then even having strong interpersonal skills. These are some of the key knowledge and skills and abilities that employers are looking for candidates to have, applicants to have, in regards of being a marketable candidate. Our next section that we are going to discuss is education. Yes, your education. You have spent time here with us at NCTC. You have taken your classes. You have become knowledgeable. You have went through training and experience. And we want to make sure that you do not forget to include in this here section your education. And so, as you can see, as it's written, it you write out your school that you have successfully completed or that you are attending, North Central Texas College, the campus location. In this regards, the student is at the Gainesville, Texas campus. And then also for those such as our LVNs, our ADNs, our nurses going through the ADN program, those who are also going through the surgical tech program or the radiology tech program or any other of our programs that are accredited, you want to make sure that you add that. So make sure that you do your research. Talk with your instructors or your clinical coordinators to find out more information in regards of your program. And then when you go through your surgical technology program or whichever program that you're going through, if you're completing the certificate program, put certificate. If you're completing the associate's degree program, write out associate's degree. And then add the year that you have successfully completed that program. And then for those who have studied hard, who have did the work, putting all the due diligence in, and you have a high GPA, typically I recommend anywhere from a 3.5 or above, and you want to include that information on your resume, you could just add in, and this is totally optional, graduated from surgical technology program with a 3.7 GPA. Remember, you don't have to put it on there, But if you want to, because you work very hard to get your grades and to get your GPA up, you can definitely include that information on your resume. Let's talk about your skills, your professional skills here. These are some essential skills that our surgical technologist students acquire while they're here at school. But these same skills that when you go and you're looking at job postings, you will see those skills listed in that job posting. You will see these same skills that they acquire when they're doing their clinical rotation. So you might not be a surgical technologist, but there are key or essential skills that you gain when you are going through either your career path or you're going through one of our career technical education programs or even our adult continuing education programs, our ACE programs. So make sure that you key in on those essential skills that you are learning throughout your programs. The example here for our surgical technologists, they prepare operating rooms, they handle and sterilize surgical equipment, they are present for surgical procedures. These are essential skills that they are learning while they are being trained through our program. And so make sure that you also look. And if you're not sure, you can always reach out to one of the career coaches, and we will be glad to help you identify what are your essential skills that you are learning in your program. Certifications and license. And so here, once again, in our some of our allied health programs, whether they're accredited college credit programs or non credit programs, several students come and they have to go through CPR classes. So they get basic life support and they become CPR certified or any other certifications. They might go through OSHA program and become certified under OSHA. And so just be mindful, any certifications or license that is pertaining to your education, your program, your career pathways that you are involved in, we want to make sure that you also document that information on your resume also as well. Professional work experience. So with your professional work experience, we want to make sure we highlight this tip also as well. When our students do their externships or their clinical rotation or internship, that is work experience. So we want to make sure that you're also including that information on your resume also as well. And so in this here example, you see that Leo the Lion participated at their externship, even though it was unpaid. He still gained valuable experience and knowledge and skills that is pertinent into the positions that he will be applying to. So he participated in a 180-hour unpaid externship. He maintained sterile surgery environment. He cleaned and sanitized, sterilized, surgical tools before and after surgery. So these are this is some extensive experience that he is sharing with the hiring manager or the HR representative um, in regards of work experience that he has done while he was being trained here at NCTC. And then he even had a job that where he was able to gain transferable skills. Those transferable skills was greet and communicated with patients. That means he has strong interpersonal skills. When the patients would come to the front desk and he was able to provide directions and guidance for the patients. And then also he was able to process calls and assist with questions about facility operations and function. And so these are key skills that are transferable and is also work experience for what he has accomplished while he was either going through his education here at NCTC before he got here at NCTC, or while he was pursuing a full-time position. He was working part-time as he was going forward as well. So for those who also tell us, well, Ms. Gaines, I have never worked before. That doesn't mean you don't have an opportunity to either volunteer or do some community service projects. Right here at NCTC, we have a student life organization where there's a lot of organizations that you can actually look into. Maybe it might be our Student Government Association or our elite team. There's a number of organizations that you can look into and even inquire if there are any available community service projects that you can become a part of. That information you can also document on your professional resume as well. Maybe you want to serve in your community. Maybe you want to look for Habitat for Humanity, or you want to mentor a foster youth, or become a part of CASA of Denton, which is court appointed special advocates, or maybe you want to connect with a homeless shelter. It's totally up to you, whatever your passion and whatever it is that you feel comfortable with volunteering. You're still giving yourself that opportunity to gain valuable transferable skills that you can utilize on your professional resume. Let's talk about references now. And so we're going to keep our recommendation is that you keep your references separated from your resume. So applying for an entry-level position, keep in mind a one-page resume. If you have extensive work experience, keep in mind we recommend 2 pages. Remember, we only have 30 seconds or less to grab that interviewer's or that hiring manager or that HR representative attention. And so we want to keep it either the 1 page or the 2 pages. In regards of the references, we always want to ask individuals first if it's okay if we use them. Get permission. Ask them, is it all right if I utilize you as a professional reference? So let's identify what a professional reference is. A professional reference might be one of your instructors, or it could be someone that has been mentoring you. Maybe it's one of your supervisor at your clinical site, or even maybe it's you're working on a community project and you have a team lead. You can go and speak to that person and also ask them in regards of being a professional reference. What is not a professional reference? You don't want to ask any of your buddies or your friends to be a professional reference. You want to keep in mind a non-family member, uh, someplace else, someone who you don't think that would give you a positive professional reference. So let's just keep in mind not utilizing someone that you don't think that really knows your true work ethics and how you turn in your assignments on time in class, or how you arrive to class on time. And so we want to just keep in mind that utilize individuals that really know your work ethic also as well. And so you got their permission, you know what a professional reference is. Now you want to know what contact information is essential for you to have so that a hiring manager or HR representative would be able to contact your professional reference. And so we just want to provide some basic information. We recommend that you have 3 references. Also, each reference, we ask that they provide their first name and their last name. They provide their job title. They provide, if it's someone from North Central Texas College, that you provide the name of the school. Ask them what is their preferred telephone number to be contacted at. And then also their professional email address. So remember, first name, last name, their job title, where they work at, the best contact telephone number, whether that's their cell or whether that's their office telephone, and their professional email address are some key components that we recommend in regards of professional references. The next area that we're going to cover in regards of some basic tips for you also as well, we often get the question, do I need a cover letter? And guess what, guys? That's a really great question that you're asking. And the thing that we recommend for students is it's based on the positions that you are applying to. And so it's going to cause you to do some due diligence, some research in when you're researching the companies, when you're researching, doing the job search and seeing their current opportunities, looking at what are the requirements for you to be able to submit an application along with your resume. And if the position requires for a cover letter, also having a cover letter available for you to submit for the positions that you are applying to. And so we have a basic cover letter that we got from off of the internet from balancecareers.com. And this is just one format. You can use any format that you prefer. And so when it comes down to formatting options for your cover letter, this is a business style. And so if you can look to the right, you have all of your contact information. You have your first name, your last name, you have your address, you have your telephone number and your email address, and you have the date. And then when you look over to the left, you have the hiring manager's first name, last name, their position, their address, and their city, state, and zip. And then you see a salutation there also as well. We recommend that you utilize anywhere between 10 or 12 point size font. Make sure no cursive, just use basic font. You can do time Roman numeral, you can do Arial. Just utilize a clear and concise font that will allow you to be able to for the interviewer to read your cover letter. Also, in the body, you see there's 3 paragraphs. There's the opening, there's the body, and then there's the closing. Make sure that you proofread your resume. Remember, you can always reach out to one of the coaches. We will be glad to proofread, check for any errors, and paying attention to details also as well. And so, what we have done, we have went over what are the basic elements of a professional resume. We talked about the 3 references, and then we talked about a cover letter, and we said that is optional unless an employment opportunity request for one, saying that it's required or mandatory. And so those are some helpful tips that we hope that will help you in regards of preparing for an upcoming job fair or other employment opportunities. At this time, I'm going to turn it back over to Mark, and he's going to discuss virtual career fairs.
Thank you, Geraldine. As Geraldine said, my name is Mark Corson. I'm one of the career coaches with the Career Services Center. And what we're going to take some time this afternoon to talk about preparation for a virtual career fair. What can you expect at a virtual career fair? Virtual career fairs are just like traditional ones, where employers gather to meet with job seekers and discuss employment opportunities. The only difference here is that it's held virtually on an interactive platform. Virtual career fairs feel can feel similar to participating in an online discussion. After you log in, you can choose to enter various rooms within the virtual career fair. Each room houses a different employer participating in the career fair. When you enter a room, the employer receives a notification. At that point, a representative from the employer will greet you via the chat function. Employers in virtual career fairs are very engaging. They're there because they're eager to hire and are looking to engage with potential candidates. Once they greet you, they're looking to receive some engagement from you in return. Depending on the platform, others may already be in the virtual room and may be in the midst of conversation, which you may or may not be able to join. You can opt to chat privately with an employer where you can ask about open positions, details about the organization, and your qualifications. Employers may even want to video chat with you face to face. In many ways, virtual career fairs are similar to in-person events. We want to offer you some tips to help you successfully navigate virtual career events. Do not attend the event without any preparation. The better prepared you are for virtual career fairs, the higher your chances of landing the job of your dreams. So we'll start with before the event. One of the first things you want to do is register ahead of time. Attending a virtual career fair could give you the edge you need in landing your next job or internship. Employers who attend career fairs want to hire students at your school, and they will host virtual sessions to find the students they want to interview. And that gives you like a head up over someone who finds out that they have to do an internship and they have to go and seek out a company and then reach out to someone there and find out if that person is interested in taking on an intern. Meanwhile, you have companies right here who are already looking to fill positions. One of the first things you want to do is update your profile. Make sure your basic information is accurate. Your graduation date, school year, major, GPA, and authorization to work in the United States should all be verified and displayed prominently. Select the job types, location, and roles that interest you so recruiters will know which jobs and internships are a good fit for you. Complete your profile by adding special courses, skills, and any previous work experience. Continue to find out which employers are attending by reviewing the event. View the virtual fair details page to see the full list of employers who are hosting sessions. Carefully view each employer's profile page to learn more about them and read reviews from other students. Before you sign up early, be sure to sign up early for sessions with the employers you like so you're guaranteed a spot. Do your research. Research the employers you'll meet. When you sign up to attend an employer's virtual fair session, research beyond the profile they have listed on the site. Check out their company website, search online for recent news articles and other relevant information. This will help you think of questions to ask during the sessions. At the virtual career fairs, companies look for candidates who are curious and ask questions. In order to stand out from the crowd, do your research, know about the companies and positions you are interested in. Next up that you want to do is prepare your resume. Don't wait until the last minute to review your resume. Geraldine just offered a number of tips on resume. You want to make sure you have it updated, proofed and reviewed by someone ahead of time, preferably a career coach or career services professional. The same goes for your LinkedIn account and a portfolio of your work samples. If the platform allows, upload your resume to your account so it is accessible and ready to be read by any employers you meet during the career fair. That's an FYI. Most platforms allow employers to download the resume of all the job fair attendees or all the attendees that attend their session. So if you upload your resume, you want to make sure that you have it prepared. Next step you want to prepare your 30-second commercial. Prepare a few talking points. How will you introduce yourself? Why are you interested in the company? What types of positions are you seeking? How is your previous work experience relevant? You'll want to spend some time mulling over these questions like these so you'll be ready to answer them without hesitation when the time comes. Your well thought out responses could impress a recruiter or HR professional and even allow you to stand out from the crowd of applicants. The employers that you meet with will want to learn more about you, so put some thought into your elevator pitch. Be sure to practice with a friend or a family member so you're ready when it's time to introduce yourself to a recruiter. Next step is make sure your technology is ready. Make sure your technology is ready to go. You'll want to make sure the device is capable of supporting you in the virtual career fair. While it is definitely preferable to have camera ready capabilities in case an employer would like to speak with you face to face, you don't necessarily have to have a device with a camera. You should also try a dry run the day before the virtual career fair to ensure smooth sailing on the day of the event. Choose your device wisely. To avoid shaky camera syndrome, use a desktop computer, laptop, or propped up tablet rather than a smartphone that you'll need to hold throughout any conversations. You'll want to have headphones if you cannot attend from a quiet, private locations. Then on the day of the event, you want to dress professionally. Even though you won't be meeting employers in person, you'll want to ditch the sweats for the career fair. Make the most out of this opportunity to make a connection by looking professional and presentable. Dressing up a bit will make a good first impression with recruiters and employees. Plus, wearing your favorite polished outfit will help boost your confidence in time for the event. Next, you want to attend from a distraction-free environment. Find a quiet spot with a neutral background. Try to limit potential distractions for yourself and for the recruiter. Plan where you will be sitting during the event ahead of time. Make sure it's quiet and there is a plain background behind you. Keep the recruiter's eye focused on you. Maintain eye contact and practice active listening. Consider smiling and nodding occasionally as you would during an in-person conversation. Limit any distractions around you so that you're not tempted to look away from your computer screen. And then during your virtual sessions, you want to make sure you arrive on time. It's very important to show up at your selected session start time. Being on time shows the recruiter or employee ambassador that you're dependable and respectful of their time, as well as questions. Bring a list of prepared questions for each session. Having several questions ready will help you in case one or more of the questions are answered early by the employer. Have a pen and paper with you so you can jot down new questions that you think of during the conversation. Then pay attention to your body language. Similar to traditional career fairs, you'll want to present yourself as confident and a competent job seeker. One way that employers pick up on this is through your body language. If you're on video chat with a recruiter at the virtual career fair, you'll want to stay conscious of your body language. Then on your camera, it's more, even when you're on camera, it's even more critical to hold eye contact with the employers you're interacting with. Speak clearly and avoid slouching. Hand gestures, keep hand gestures to a minimum so you don't distract the person you're talking to or block your face from the camera. Next, you want to ask for next steps. When talking with recruiters at the career fair, don't hesitate to be forward and offer to send a copy of your resume. You can also ask about the next steps in the process, whether that means getting in touch with human resources, filling out a job application, or sitting down for a formal interview. Before parting ways with the recruiter, be sure to take down their contact information. Some employers may have it uploaded and accessible within the virtual career forum platform. If not, ask how you can stay in touch. You'll need this information for following up after the virtual career fair. And then after the fair, you want to reach out the next day to say thank you. Whether it's an email, phone call, or handwritten thank you note, be sure to reach out to the connections you made at the career fair, thanking them for their time and further expressing your interest. Since recruiters at career fairs come in contact with many candidates and resumes, you can use this chance to refresh their memory, remind them about why you're the ideal candidate, why you're interested in the company and the skills or experience you bring to the table. You may also want to send them your resume if you have it already, along with your portfolio of work samples if you have any. You can also stay in touch with the recruiter on LinkedIn. Final thoughts. Remember the amount of time that you have for each session. I know if you do an interview on a handshake only has 2 times, 30 minutes and one-on-one sessions that are 10 minutes. So no matter what platform you're on, be sure to pay attention to the time. And then remember that employers partake in career fairs because they're looking for job seekers like yourself. Just because this event is held virtually doesn't make it any less important. And with that, I'm going to turn it over to Shannon, and she's going to discuss Handshake.
Thank you, Mark. My name is Shannon Solomon. I'm also one of the career coaches at the Career Services Center here at NCTC. And I am going to show you our virtual job fair platform that we're using for upcoming virtual job fairs this semester. So I am going to share my screen. So we use a platform that we call Career Lion by Handshake. I might interchangeably call it Career Lion or just Handshake, but either of those, I mean the same thing. And as Mark was mentioning, there's a lot of different virtual job fair platforms out there. So depending on what job fairs you're attending, they might be a little bit different. But I wanted to share this today for our students because we have 2 big job fairs coming up that we are hosting, and I want y'all to know how to be able to access and use those platforms prior to the event. So what you're going to do to get started, there's 2 different ways as a NCTC student that you can access Handshake or Career Lion. The first way is if you open up your web browser, you can go to nctc.joinhandshake.com. And this is a good way to access for students, alumni, and community members. You can just go straight to the web page and you'll be able to log in this way. One other way I want to show you real quick before I move on is if you go to the main NCTC homepage, and this way to access Handshake will be only for current students. but current students can go to the main page at nctc.edu. And right up here at the top, there's this one login button. You're probably familiar with this to access your classes. So if you click on one login, it's going to have you log in with your one login credentials. And mine's going to look a little bit different than yours since I'm a staff member, but it should look somewhat similar. So you'll see these different apps on here, and you should see Career Lion by Handshake right here, and you can click on it and it'll take you to that page. If you don't see it in this list of apps, you might need to click on this button right here where it says all apps, everything, and then that will list all of your apps that you have access to. And Career Lion by Handshake is right here. So I'm going to go back and we are just going to go the other route, nctc.handshake. And this is going to be your main home screen. So if you are a current NCTC student, you are going to click on this big blue button in the middle of the screen right here. And this is whether you need to just log in and access Handshake, or if this is your first time using Handshake and you need to activate your account, this will be the same button. And what this is going to do is connect you to your one login account so you can log in with your one login NCTC credentials. If you are activating your account, if this is your first time accessing Handshake, once you type in your one login credentials, it's going to direct you to verify your email address, and then it's going to have you set up a profile. And so you'll need to fill out some information about just like your demographics. It's going to ask you some of your resume information, like your work history, what kinds of jobs that you'll be looking for, and things like that. If you're an alumni or if you're a community member, you're not going to use this blue button because you don't have the one login credentials. You're going to go all the way up here to this top right hand corner and click sign up here. And I'll show you what this looks like real quick. So on this page, it's going to prompt you to enter in an email address. It suggests using an nctc.edu email address. If you have access to your NCTC email as an alumni, you can use that. But if you don't, or if you're a community member that doesn't have an NCTC email address, you can use a personal email. And all of the people that register this way, so if you're alumni or a community member registering this way, your profile is going to be reviewed and approved by somebody in the Career Services Center. So this registration access can only be used by alumni or community members. If you're a student that's trying to log in this way with your personal email address, your account will not be approved because you have to go in through the one login way with that big blue button in the middle. So, and I meant to mention, so on that other page, whenever you enter in your email address, it's going to prompt you to create a profile as well. So you'll just follow the steps as it prompts you. And so I am going to log in real quick so I can show you. I'm not going to show you the whole registration process today, but if you have any questions about getting registered, or if you need help, you need somebody to walk through it with you, just feel free to contact us at the Career Center. You can just shoot us an email at careerservices@nctc.edu. So once you do get logged in, this is going to be your dashboard. This is the main homepage of Handshake once you have an account already created. You'll see your little icon up here. Mine has a little Bitmoji in the corner. Yours will probably have your initials if you haven't uploaded a photo yet. There is a place I would encourage you to upload a professional photo if you can. Mine's just a Bitmoji just because it's just a fake account. So so anyway, so if you click on this button before you click anywhere else, there's going to be a button on here where you can finish updating your profile section where it says my profile. You're going to probably fill out most of it as you're creating your account, but if you need to change anything or add anything, and that's going to be where you can fill that out right there. Another thing that you should do before you attend any events or job fairs is make sure that you upload a resume. And you can do this by going to this documents page right here. And I'll show you that real quick. So it's going to take you to this, and you can just select from the computer. And I have a fake resume right here that I can just upload. And it gives me the option to rename it. So I would probably put like your first, last name and resume, or just make sure that your name is in the document name part of it. So that way when employers download it, they can see whose it is. And then you can also select the document type. So for this example, I'm using a resume, but you could also upload a cover letter. You could upload a transcript if that applies to you, or you can upload any other documents. Typically, these might be part of your career portfolio. So any samples of your work that you have, any awards or recognitions that you have, any certifications, anything like that that could be helpful for a potential employer to see. You can upload it on here. So I'm going to cancel. I'm going to go back. So this little button up here in the corner, this little logo takes you back to the dashboard, that home page. And I'm not going to walk through everything today. We are working on creating a video that will go through Handshake more in depth. So be looking out for that on our YouTube channel coming up soon. But like I said, if you need help one-on-one with a career coach, just reach out to us and we'll be happy to walk you through Handshake. But just real quick, so for Handshake, this has a lot of different resources on here for you as you start to look for jobs or internships and try to getting into your career path. So this first section right here is going to be where you can search for jobs or internships. There's anything from part-time jobs while you're going through school that require no experience, to full-time jobs, there's internships, there's temporary and contract jobs. There's all sorts of things in here. So you don't necessarily have to just utilize this when you're getting into your career job when you graduate, but you can also use this platform if you need a part-time job while you're in school. It's a great platform for that too. This employer section right here can help you discover different employers. You can break it down into different areas. So let's say you're closest to Denton, just as an example. You can see a list of employers that are in the Denton area, and just kind of discover who's out there and who's on this platform. Community helps you get connected with other students and other alumni, not just from NCTC, but also from other schools as well. You can get connected with other people that have a similar major to you, or even people that are already working in that field, and just kind of network with them in that way. There's a section here for career paths, so you can explore different roles and salary information. You can look up different job titles, and basically just job descriptions, and just get more information about what jobs are available. There's also this event section, and this is kind of where we're going to focus today. So the event section includes events that are hosted from NCTC, so from our Career Center, but they could also be events that are hosted from employers. So I know there's a lot of big employers that host events regularly on here. You could jump in and network with those employers and through their events. And as Mark mentioned earlier, there's a lot of platforms that use kind of like a chat room area to network with employers. For Handshake, you'll see in just a minute, whenever you sign up for our job fairs, everything's going to be video based. So it's going to be that video chat, that virtual video setting. So I'm going to come back to that in just a minute. This last button over here is the Career Center. That's our NCTC Career Center. And if you click on that, it'll give you the option to see more information about what we do, some of the services that we provide. You can actually go in here and schedule an appointment with your career coach this way. You can see what upcoming job fairs that we have. And I'm actually going to click on that right now just to show you. So you'll see here's the appointment link. We have some resources that we've uploaded on here for you guys. There's some surveys that you could fill out. But if you scroll down just a little bit, you'll see our upcoming career fairs. And this is what I wanted to show you since we have two big job fairs coming up. We have the spring virtual career fair, and then we have the health science virtual career fair. So if you're interested in attending either one of these, you'll have to create an account on Handshake first. And then once you're in on Handshake, then you'll go to our page and then you'll click whichever one that you want to attend, or you can attend both. So I'm going to show you right now. So I'm going to pretend to sign up for the virtual career fair here. So if you click on it and you can read more information about it, if you scroll down to the bottom, you can see what employers are attending. And we get new employers on here every week. So keep checking back and see what employers are coming. But yeah, here's some more information about it. And it's really easy to register. So once you are in Handshake, you have an account set up, you find the event that you want to attend, all you have to do is click register right here. And bam, I'm registered, great. So that is an easy way to get registered for these job fairs, but there's one important thing that a lot of students don't realize with Handshake. You have to be registered for the event, but then there's a second step that's important. You have to sign up for your sessions. And basically what that means is you are scheduling out your time at the career fair. So, right, it gives you the link to do this right here, view employer sessions. And it's going to show you the list of sessions that are available right now. And again, like I said earlier, we're getting new employers signing up, so you'll have to keep checking back and see if there's more sessions that are being added. But so for example, the city of Louisville has a group session. There's two different types of sessions. There is a group session that is 30 minutes long, and several people can go in and be in that group session at once. Or there's also one-on-one sessions that are 10 minutes, where it's just you and the employer meeting one-on-one, and it just kind of gives you that personal time to ask those questions that you have, and let the employer get to know who you are and get to know your qualifications. So we're registered for the event, but you can't attend the event unless you have actually registered for the sessions. So I'm going to show you how to register for a session real quick. So let's just say, for example, I want to register for this group session with the city of Louisville. I just go in here and click on it. And this one you'll see is from 10 a.m. to 10:30. And I am going to click confirm. And it adds it to my schedule. And it gives you the option to add your resume. I showed you how to do that earlier under the document section. So I'm going to X out of that for right now. And then I'm going to scroll down here and hopefully add in a individual session, if it'll let me. So here's an individual session with Louis Vuitton. Whenever it pulls this up, you'll see these red dots next to the times. Those red dots mean that you already have a session scheduled for that time. So you wouldn't want to click on that because it's going to give you an error message saying you have a conflict. So I'm going to go ahead and do 10:30, and then I'm going to confirm. So I've registered for 2 sessions. You can register for as many as you'd like. You just don't want them to overlap on your time because you can't attend 2 sessions at once. And just a good tip for everybody, as Mark had mentioned too, make sure that you show up to your sessions on time, if not a little bit early, if it'll let you, just because you want to show that professionalism to the employer. You want to be respectful of their time. And again, the one-on-one sessions are only 10 minutes. So if you're late, you're cutting into a very short time frame anyway. So you just want to be aware of that and just be cautious of the time. So I have registered for 2 sessions, so you'll see them over here. It says, so the first one, the group sessions from 10 to 10:30, and then my one-on-one was from 10:30 to 10:40. You can also scroll back up and you can see your schedule, and it'll give you your schedule for the day. So what I would recommend is checking back probably up until maybe even the day of the job fair or the day before the job fair, and just making sure that that your schedule looks the way you want it. Make sure there aren't any sessions that were added since you created your schedule that you might want to attend, and just make sure that your schedule is finalized. And then what I would probably do is either write your schedule down or print it off And so you can have that and be ready to go and be ready for your sessions. And so at the time of the event, you will log back into Handshake and you will click on the event, and it's not going to let me do it today since the event is not live. But whenever you go to log into the event, it'll show you your list of sessions, and then it'll show you a link where you can join. And I would recommend going in early, testing your video and your audio just to make sure everything's working. Because like I said earlier, this isn't a chat room kind of thing. It's not a text thing. It is a video. So they are going to be seeing your face. And so you just want to make sure that you're ready and prepared and that your technology is working okay. And I'm just going to check my cheat sheet real quick and make sure I didn't miss anything. I think that's it. So if you'll have any questions about Handshake, I'm going to stop sharing real quick. Just let us know, reach out to us. Our email address is careerservices@nctc.edu, or you can give us a call at 940-498-6259. And with that, I'm going to pass it to Bree.
Thank you, Shannon. And thank you everyone for tuning in to today's Power Half Hour. We hope you learned some valuable information on job fair preparation. Now to put these best practices to use, we do have 2 job fairs this month. We have our general career fair on April 22nd and our health science job fair on April 29th. Both of these events will be hosted on Handshake, so if you just follow Shannon's walkthrough, it should be a walk in the park. You can register today if you just go to the link, nctclink.joinhandshake.com/login. If you have any questions or need assistance with resumes, you can contact us. Our email is careerservices@nctc.edu. Our phone number is 940-498-6259. And you can also text us at 940-202-7184. And follow us on all of our social media platforms listed below so you don't miss out on any future career services events and job listings. Thank you again for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye.